Hey people, Ninja here, 3v3, Capturing and Purification Plant, blue team. Desked with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. Got some Thousand Suns alongside. Drraft as a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects, very strong offense, disruption and support from the front lines. And rounding off the blue team here, Doktor's Curse as a Lord General fighting at range with a retinue of stormtroopers to help him out. Really strong defense and support, can also add to the retinue. Let's not forget that moustache. Red team, Kornilov is a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support. Fighting in melee begins with a shield. Looks like Imperial Guard mirror on the east side then. Alongside Gaius Baltar's Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero walking through objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption. Fighting in melee, Thousand Suns elite scheme, so Thousand Suns on both sides, I guess. Bit of an argument. Rounding off the team's display and notification is a Raven Alpha. Tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon, has grabbed that western contested VP, kicking off in the mid. Here's some Daka. Trying to focus down that Chaos Lord, who should be going after them and does. Heretics stop their worship to maybe Doom Blast. Good special from the Warboss. Chaos Lord got a decent kill the week there. 2-to-1 cap very early on for the red team. Here comes the Raven Alpha to help out. Heretics I think are going to wipe. Yes they do. Default Heretics though, not a big loss. CSM though dropping a model. They're staying in play. Formagaunt's thought about joining in but decided not to. Termagants are moving strangely also. Oh no, but they were just fleeing the CSM here. Speaking of CSM, these guys still haven't retreated. What are they doing? He dropped another model. That's pretty sloppy, I think, from Gaius. Was trying to keep the Warboss in play to do damage to him, I guess, but wasn't worth it. Chaos Lord comes back to say hello to the Chaos Sorcerer. I'm the best Thousand Sun. No, I'm the best Thousand Sun. Big stomp from the Warboss, nicely timed on double Hormagaunts coming in from display. Special from the Chaos Lord. Here come more Heretics with Aspiring Champion immediately from Gaius Baltar. Got a bolt pistol and chainsword, good melee fighter, and gives the other Heretics more hit points. Hormagaunts on retreat path. Can't get the Warboss down. Maybe we'll see spiky armor from them with the double Hormagaunts up. On the east side, with the guard mirror, do you have a... yeah, medical sergeant's already up. Helps your guardsman trade with the enemy guardsman, I suppose. Heavy weapon squad, I think, is what... yep, Kornilov should be getting, and they do. Did they have a sentinel? Yes, I see the remains of a sentinel there. I think Kornilov lost one. Sentinel of Doktor's Curse is still up, of course. West side is still red. Might even be able to decap this wreck point here. Warriors on the field for display. Kicking off again in the mid. I hear Daka, and a Pain Boy is up for Drraft. Double shooters as well, of course. There's a kill the week. Combi Flamer up on the Chaos Lord. Gives him a good range damage weapon to use while he's chasing stuff around. And Immolate for some fire. What is it? 29, almost 30 piercing DPS at range. Such a nice option to give your predominantly melee fellas a ranged weapon. Just sit back and shoot stuff sometimes. Wait for it to get close. CSM there having to run. He dropped a model again. Back on the east side. Not looking good for Kornilov. They have another sentinel up. Heavy weapon squad trying to do their thing. A little bit far away from these fellas though. There's the suppression. Grenade launchers are really painful from the Lord General here. Can't discount the DPS of these things, and he also gives you a move speed bonus skill. Chaos Lord came to have a word, but looks like a big flank from display all the way from the west side. They might lose the west side now then. They should lose the west side. Might even get their power push. There's some tunnels up over there as well. Sentinel gets the ground pound and does survive. Aiming, what's that coming in? Warboss says hello with his chain axe. And the Hormagaunts are on the power gens. They're probably going to get both of those generators then. These guys both have adrenal glands. But they're going to get one. One goes down now, but the others are taking a lot of fire. Can they hold in? They can, but Sluggers on retreat path with the Pain Boy. And Hormagaunts are going to wipe, I think they do. And those guys had the adrenal glands. Pain Boy is a sub-commander for Orks in Tier 1. awesome support ability, can heal over time with the Git Source, and in tier 2 can make them blow up to do damage. I need to mute my phone. There we go. Stop bothering me. Apologies if that showed up on the mic. Bunch of heretics dead there. What happened? I don't think they wiped. Just got a bit crumpled. Got raptors up here for desk. Is it desk or desked? Desked just sounds very strange. I guess desked also sounds strange. It's a weird name. I'm going with desk. Leveling up the Lord General to 2. Lord Commissar still level 1. Does have an artillery spotter squad. And Doctor's Curse just goes tier 2. Not sure why they got the spotters up. Needs to be a bit more aggressive with the Commissar here, I think. I mean, what are they afraid of? Getting stomped? A bunch of las guns. Just throw your shield up. Here comes the Sentinel of Kornilov. Oh, faking out a stomp. Doesn't have it yet. Now they're pushing up. A little bit of action. They've got double Flamer Guardsmen here. If they can get on the power, they will make short work of it. Haven't replaced that gen yet. Oh, they have. There's a smoke share from the spotters, cutting vision and weapon range by a lot. It's like 50% cut. Lord Commissar gets the kill, leveled up, and has a power sword now. The power melee doesn't help in terms of damage output against guardsmen, but it's a good weapon that gives you lead by example, so you can disrupt and buff nearby allies as well. 335 to 500, and they could well be fighting some heavy melee later on, especially if they tangle with the Chaos Sorcerer. Chaos Sorcerer, by the way, is floating in tier 1 like crazy. This is Indrid level float here. Drraft is now floating also. Ogrin's on the way for Doctor's Curse. Just double guardsmen to protect the power here. Meanwhile, west side is red. You have the Sword of Flame for the Sorcerer. Got some grenade launcher heretic fellas. No Eternal War for the CSM yet. Pain Boy automatically gets the unstable fuel injection in tier 2, but you do need to pay for the Git Source upgrade. Noise Marines for Gaius Baltar. Out quite late in tier 1 actually. Contested power in the mid is blue. East side kicking off. Some help here now for Doctor's Curse, thanks to Drraft. There's the Inspire Courage from the Commissar, doubling the damage of the heavy weapon squad, but the Orks have backed away from it, and these guys have got around it. Lord Commissar doing what he needs to be doing, and aggressively getting stuck in, taking a bunch of damage doing it, but that's what he needs to do. Create some space for your guardsmen to operate. And heavy weapon squad is locking down this side quite well. Shooters can't really do much about it. I guess I could try and suppress them with one squad and then bring the other squad in to shoot, maybe. Let's make sure they're not both there at the same time. I imagine we're going to see Let the Galaxy Burn from Gaius Baltar's Chaos Lord. Everyone's tier 2 now, aside from Kornilov. Kornilov actually got another spotter squad. I wonder if that was a mistake, an Overwatch mistake. Just a minute or so and they'll be able to start going tier 2 themselves. So not the end of the world. Here come Ogrins though. Heavy melee squad with super heavy infantry armor. Can shrug off some piercing damage such as that from lasguns. Really good disruption on the front line and good damage output too. Should do a lot for Doctor's Curse. Lord Commissar needs to try and disrupt them with the lead by example. The heavy weapon squad will also be a great tool to use. We could see the Carapace armor. In fact, we already see Carapace armor to give suppression immunity to the Ogrins. Good kill the week from the Chaos Lord there. In amongst fully upgraded sluggers, Knob Leader and Burners. Yeah, and they are a threat to a low-level hero, even a Chaos Lord. Still level 1, this fella. Heretics also need to flee. I think they should not be going into that fight. Doom Blast and run achieved nothing with it though. There's too much Daka, too many angry sluggers, and a pissed off Warboss should not have got in there. This guy's level 3 Drraft with no war gear, doing some good work. East side meanwhile, Ogrins mean that Doctor's Curse can push on the power again. Oh, heavy weapon squad went down. Looks like they popped the stand firm and then just ran up and smacked them to death or something. Can maybe disrupt with the spotters with some good timing and also lead by example, of course. Also still has a Sentinel Stomp to use. We've got some Commissars up on his guardsmen, takes them to 12 models, reinforcing 3 at a time. Lord Commissar goes after those guys rather than the Ogrins. I guess shutting down this ranged fire is also pretty helpful. Don't get it all your own way though. Even though you're engaging the squad doesn't mean that they're not going to get some shots in. Ogrins on the Sentinel. Flamer's not much of a threat against the Ogrins, but it's something. Super heavy infantry, I believe, has quite a lot of resistance against flame. Down goes the Sentinel. I guess the Ripper guns got it. I believe they're like 15 DPS, the Ripper guns. They're pretty damn good. It's like Tactical Marine DPS. I think that's right. Or not much below it, maybe. 314 to 458. Blastmaster time. Big shot in there. Some friendly fire against the heretics. Oh, bloodletters on them though. From desk. Power melee demons with hellblades. Massive damage output, and they can teleport. They always feel really slow on their feet though. There's them phasing out, so they take no damage. Warboss, still no war gear for that guy. Warp vomit though from the weird boy. Such a cool ability. Great way to open up a fight. Warrior Brood barely getting out. Was there a friendly fire shot there? Zone throat on the field for display. In fact, they have double zone throats. Artillery unit doesn't do friendly fire and also provides a health regen synapse. You see those green hexagons there. Plague Marines up for Gaius Baltar. This thing is getting flamed down. And hey, we have a Primaris Psyker for Kornilov. Seems pretty tall, doesn't it? It's like they got a basketball player to be their Psyker. Very tall. It's a cool model though. I imagine the upgrades will show up on the unit card, but I'm not sure of that. Starts off with the Ethereal Wave. Disruption ability also gets Strip Soul by default, which will be helpful against the Ogrins. Slows them down and increases the melee damage that they take, I believe. So maybe throw in your Lord Commissar when you do it. There's the Ethereal Wave. Doesn't do too much there. Well dodged. I think dodged on accident. Artillery shells coming in. Did they upgrade to Incendiary? Oh, these guys are doing it. Dropping double Incendiary on the Guardsman would be quite painful. They got plasma guns now, and they are shooting up the Primaris Psyker. He's going to die. Ogrins are on him. Waited way too long. His basic attack would have been good against those Guardsmen too. Here's a Chimera now from Kornilov. And that's just going to get wrecked by the Ogrins as well. Needs to be careful here. I think should have maybe just got some Ogrins of their own. Or maybe went double Stormtroopers with the Assault Kit Grenades. Or having Ogrins of his own with his Aura of Discipline and stuff. Should have been able to win Ogre versus Ogre fights. Especially if they also had the Primaris Psyker. Can get a telekinetic dome for defense and plus melee skill. More friendly fire against the Tyranids. 270 to 419. Display, yep. Saying, hey, Noise Marines, friendly fire. Sort it out. Coruscating Flame from the Sorcerer. Puts on himself. Plague Marines trying to time up in melee. Also taking some friendly fire. We have the Robes of Torment as well. Weird boy. Some good shots on those Khorne worshipping heretics. +2 speed for all of Gaius' units when that worship is active. There's the tier 3. Drraft also tier 3 with flash kits rolling out. Warboss still has no war gear, but he's level 4. He's done well. Chose his targets well. Got in and out of danger well. Don't need war gear to have an effective hero. It certainly helps though. Genestealer Brood up for display. And they do have the melee synapse, buffing them greatly. 40% and +10 melee skill. Pretty nuts. Genestealers, of course, with that heal on hit. Massively dangerous to the flash kits, especially since flash kits are heavy infantry and those guys do power melee. There's a bunch of Daka though from those snaz guns. Got Git finders up. Warboss went down. Ogrins could try to rush in, do some user red and knock them over. There's tier 3 from Doktor. Are we going to see the Bulgarins up? They did not get Psyker support for their Ogrins though. Seems to be one of his main design goals to support Ogrins from the looks of of his abilities. Strip Soul, buffing, or rather debuffing melee damage resistance. Also the telekinetic dome thing. Raptors with an aspiring champion. Desk down to 3 units. No heretics. And they've got bloodletters. They should probably get heretics up. Not sure what they're waiting for here. Looks like a great unclean one. They should get heretics up in the meantime though, definitely. 230 to 419. Sizable VP lead actually for the red team. They've done well on this west side. Double zone throats. Looking for shots. Raptors jumping on them though. There's the Chains of Torment. That zone throat needs to flee. It's going to go down. Needed to get out of their way sooner. In the mid, Ogrins rushing through onto the Blastmaster Noise Marines. Doom Blast stops them in their tracks. And we do have some Mark of Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines for Gaius Baltar, but they are getting wrecked by the flash kits. Holy crap. Blasters destroyed them there. 208 to 419. These blasters are psychic PvP damage weapons, so extra versus heavy and super heavy. The Chaos Space Marines are heavy, which is one of the reasons they got wrecked by them. But they're going to be very effective against all infantry. Super ineffective against vehicles though, so maybe they should be looking for tanks to start rolling. These Raptors have been good, eh? Almost level 3. Inspire Courage on the Stormtroopers, so they do double damage here. And look at the damage on those Raptors. Blastmaster coming in. It's a good shot. Doesn't get a kill though. Raptors survived. Might be worth him getting the Inspire Terror thing to pop some stuff. There's some big stuff around to pop now. Chaos Terminator's up for desk. That's what they went for. Still don't have heretics up though. And Warboss has got things. Look at him go. Power Claw, heavy armor, up nearly 2,000 hit points all of a sudden. There's a Warp Vomit. Yeah, that really wrecks a melee Tyranid blob, eh? A well-timed Warp Vomit basically wins the fight. And they've got Lightning Claw Terminators now. Display needs to transition to monstrous creatures to fight those guys. Big melee Carnifexes or something. Doctor's Curse has some Bulgrins. Not sure where they are. Right here. Those big old shields gives them use your shield rather than use your red. 600 hit points per model and increased melee damage. I think it's like 42 DPS per model. Melee. Heavy melee that is, so not bad at all. They're a bit slower than the Ogrins, but they do have a slightly longer charge range. I think there's the use your shield thing. Suppresses nearby enemies while giving the Bulgrins extra damage resist. 20% damage resist, I think. And by default, just for having those shields out, they have, I think it's a 15% damage resist to ranged fire. So they're pretty damn tanky, those guys. Really cool tier 3 option for the Imperial Guard now. Doctor's Curse down to just 2 units though. How are they going to support them, eh? Having those Bulgrins out in front of your Baneblade variants should be pretty good. Shut down anti-vehicle infantry with the big old user shield thing. Yeah, Tyranids are getting dealt with here. Oh, has a Neurothroat. That should help greatly against those Terminators. Fantastic at dealing with those, or helping to deal with those. With the... what is it called? Paroxysm, that's it. Forgot the name of the ability there for a second. Chaos Lord gets to kill the weak and gets a cap. Does he survive though? Yes. Zone Throat also with the psychic PvP damage, good versus those Terminators shot for shot. Ouch, Ravenous Alpha got wrecked. Does he have his Corrosive Devourer? Not sure. Only level 2. Gene Stealer's going after the Sorcerer. It's a decent plan, they get rid of him. There's that Paroxysm doing percentage-based damage over time versus the Terminators. And because they have such huge health pools, it's a lot of damage per second. Having to teleport out there. Tyranids barely got away. Imperial Abyss from Gaius Baltar does wreck some flash kits. Did it kill one? It might have killed one. 199335 on the VPs. East side, we have Flamer Guardsmen dying to a heavy turret. That's one way to defend your power, I guess. Pain Boys level 3 does have the stronger Git Source. And we have a tank. Gaius Baltar has a Chaos Predator, staying very far away from the Warboss, as you can see. Plague Marines just fighting him in melee. They passively slow down nearby enemies a little bit. That's that red debuff circle you see on the Warboss there. Raptors on the prowl, level 3. Hey, Mr. Ravener, what do you have? No war gear for the Ravener yet. I think it's worth getting a Gross Devour up. That's good damage. Chaos Lord hits level 4. Does have the armor of the Inferno. And gets a revive on a Commissar. There you go. Level 4 Commissar with that power sword. Contested power is red. This one is blue, but it's turning red. They're stealing it. Bloodletters, have you leveled up? You have. We have a Land Raider Phobos on the way for Desk as that new portrait now. Kashyyykin up for Doktor's Curse. Doesn't seem to want to get the Psyker to help out those Bullgrins a bit. We have a Stormblade on the way for Kornilov. Are they going to bring it to the west side? I assume so. And Display has a Lictor. There's Paroxysm again. Lictor jumping in. Does some good damage at Lictor and can sneak around for free. Does not drain energy while he's infiltrated. Robes of Torment doing so much work with those chains. Rending Claws up for the Gene Stealers. Here comes the Phobos. Kind of surprised to see it against the Tyranids. The Tyranids don't have any monstrous creatures yet, and this is very much an anti-large target Land Raider with its las cannons and stuff. Tyranids flee. Do they? Yes, they do. Did the Gene Stealers live? They did. They got away. They're dropping models per fight, though. How much are they to reinforce these guys? I don't think it's cheap to keep losing them like that. Looted tank in the mid. And there's his Stormblade. It's only 3 power to reinforce the Gene Stealers. Not too bad. Plasma Blast Gun is what that's called. That was the regular shot. You can tell when it uses the big shot, the plasma overcharge, because it disables the Stormblade's guns for a few seconds afterwards, and it gets like a haywire electrical effect on it. But if you can use it, wait for the regular shot to go off and then use the big plasma overcharge, that's a lot of damage quite quickly. Warboss, level 6 now, bloody hell. And the boss pole. Every time I look at this guy, it seems to be high level. Slugger's trying to cap. Warboss going in. Note that the Stormblade's main gun, that plasma blast gun, cannot rotate at all. So you need to rotate the entirety of the Stormblade to be able to shoot stuff directly in front of it like that. That was the plasma overcharge ability. It's massive. And now you can shoot your guns again. There you go. Leaves this big, ugly, low-res extra on the ground apparently. 199255. Looted tank with reinforced plating. Survives. Kashyyykin with grenade launchers. Disruption all the time. They'd be useful on the west side where Tyranids are capping. Blob capping, actually. You've got some Venom brewed up to help deal with the Land Raider Phobos, which has backed off, has it? Yeah, backed off. Took a bunch of damage. Desk always seems to have tons of resources. You can't have a great unclean one and a Land Raider, though, at the same time. But could churn out some tanks, maybe. They're finally getting some Heretics to help repair stuff. And a Stormblade also for Doktor's Curse. Heading towards the mid, is it? Or is it going all the way west? It might be going all the way west. Meanwhile, Doktor's Curse Bullgrins are leading a charge. Maybe looking to get on that VP. Eating a grenade there from the Kashyyykin. Tanking it quite well. 183 to 255. West side is red. Stormblade just hanging out here so far. For Kornilov. Walks through the mid. They might need some knobs up or something to help go after this Stormblade. West side, the Stormblade of Doktor's Curse came all the way over here. Raptors jumping in, getting counter initiated. Bit of a panic retreat there from Display. I mean, every right to panic when you got Lightning Claw Chaos Terminators looking at your stuff. and a Stormblade behind them. Taking some Plague Marine hits. There it is, the big overcharge. Holy crap. And a Rocks on the other Stormblade. Chaos Predator's also getting caught. Stormblade has tanked it. It survives. 3,000 hit points on this guy. Got some Corn Worship there. Getting picked off by the Stormblade, of course. Blastmaster gets a shot. Stormblade on Stormblade action. Here come the Tyranids again. Can the Lictor get on the rear armor of the Stormblade maybe? It's got some good heavy melee damage. The... Ow. Wow. Double heavy melee Gene Stealers up as well. Where's the Dirgecaster? There's a Tornado Formation as well. That's going to provide some buffs and decent damage if it hits. Not sure where those Gene Stealers go. There you go. Oh, they're getting hit by the towers though. There's the Dirgecaster. It was late, but there it is. Any war gear for that Ravener? No, still no war gear for this guy. They're still on it. Here come the Chaos Terminators. Those Gene Stealers, I think, are going to wipe. Old Terminators couldn't get on them. They couldn't get on them. 147 to 255. Red team have the west side. That was a hell of a push from the Tyranids. Couldn't quite manage a kill. Look at the float from Desk. Over 400 power. What are they waiting for? Buy some stuff. 138 to 255. Void Boy getting some shots on the Stormblade. They are holding up well so far. Warboss goes after a tank here. It's a Mark of Corn tank. Bullgrins help take out the Chaos Lord. Big plasma overcharge shot though. Wrecked them pretty hard. Holy crap. Warboss needs repairs. Stormblade needs repairs. Where is the bunker over there? Surely it's time for a bunker. Maybe they don't have the red for it. Repair bunker would go a long way on this side for the blue team. Rocket run coming in. First run was decent, second run not so much. Can anybody cap this? But can the Blastmaster reach? It can. Blastmaster getting shot, stopping those caps now. Some repairs for the Stormblade. Lord General flees. We got looters on the way for draft, most likely a beamy death gun perhaps. Or it could be a regular death gun to help stop these Tyranid advances, because they are doing an infantry heavy game here, display, which is kind of refreshing to see from Tyranids. Typically they're just marching out Carnifexes at this point. Lictor Alpha goes for the cap with his faster capping trait. Gonna get it, I think. Gets it. 136 to 255. I really hate these big, ugly, crater textures that the Stormblade leaves now. That's all I can see. Manticore on the way for Kornilov. Desk continues to float absurd amounts of resources. I guess they only have 11 population left after getting those heretics. There's not much they can get. You get some shrines up, maybe. A couple of shrines up. Warboss falls. Fighting everywhere right now. Looks like Doktor's curse is on the natural VP with his Bullgrins. Chasing down some tanks and capping with something else. Meanwhile, back on the contested VP. There's a nuke. Desk dropped a Imperial Abyss on the Tyranids. That sucks for Display. Display's done a really good job over there. They might have just got wrecked by that nuke. Might take them a little while to recover from that. Mines dropped in. Stormblade is pretty low. It's a rocket run. Wiped something out. I think some Kashyyykin in there it wiped out. The Stormblade lives somehow. How much health do you have, buddy? 125 hit points on this guy. Blue team taking the west side back. Gonna get a triple, in fact. Well played, Doktor's Curse, for getting this VP. There's some repairs Some much needed repairs from those guardsmen. Manticore could do some good work here for Kornilov and his team. Doctor's Curse down to 2 units. Level 3 Bullgrin's now almost 3,000 hit points on his fellas. With that super heavy infantry and those passive damage resist bonuses. Pretty damn tanky. Expensive though, it's not a cheap squad because you need the Ogrins, you need the Bonehead Leader. Then you need to get the upgrade. Crazy float from desk. I guess they have not lost many units. They haven't had to reinforce that much, I guess. Neurothrope getting some good shots in. He's run out of energy though. He needs to use the Absorb Life thing. Or the Spirit Leech. Looks like it's using it. It's using Absorb Life right now to get some energy back. Raptors got wrecked. There's Imperial Abyss from Gaius Baltar and a Manticore Strike in there. Stormblade comes to say hello with a big old Plasma Blast gun. Chaos Lord. What is he doing? I think he was attacking a barrel for a second and then runs away. 111 to 179. Absolute mayhem on the west side of Katrin. Stormblades have survived so far. Where's Kornilov's? Here's Kornilov's. Got some Plasma Castic in for Doctor's Curse. Ouch. They survived it. They did survive it. Somehow. Bullgrins looking to get to the west side maybe to help cap and stuff. Looks like that's what they're doing. Beamy Death Guns. Getting shots. Down goes the Stormblade. Just as when I said the Stormblades are alright. Down it goes. 90 to 179. Manticore showing its rear armor. Very brave. Go to their Baneblade, says Drraft. We have a Lehman Russ on the way for Doctor's Curse. More guardsmen for Kornilov to help repair, I guess. Bullgrins tanking like crazy. Still didn't drop a model there. And they flee. Warboss trying to get a decap maybe. Might just go down here. Very brave Lord Commissar fighting him. Down he goes. We do have Emperor's Wrath. This is like 50 power, I think, to buy this. Very expensive piece of war gear, but it can be insanely good. Meanwhile, back on the west side, Stormblade shows rear armor. The Phobos has done well. More Chaos Terminators for Desk, by the way. They must have, yeah, they've only got one Heretic left, so they freed up a bunch of population that way. Autocannon on these new fellas. Swarmlord on the way for display. Another Looters for Draft. Warboss level 9 and down. Level 10 Lord General here. Getting his Medical Sergeant guy. Got the Vox Operator. Can Red Team mount a counter-offensive here? Level 4 Plague Marines want to try and get a decap at least. Going to get torn up by the Chaos Terminators, of course. But I might be able to stand there enough to get a decap, maybe. Wow. Melted, absolutely melted. Are they even going to get away? Looks like they barely got away, I think. Last Master gets a few shots. Do they have any nukes, the red team? Kornilov does. Display does also. Could use that to push. Wommets. Sent a bunch of guys packing. Might be worth moving up the Blastmaster very slightly. No, it's in a pretty good place, I think. It's in a pretty good place. Neurotrope needs to be careful. There's Paroxysm. There's the Tunnel Formation. Some good hits. And these towers will provide some buffs. And here come the Genestealers. A little bit better timed there. They weren't on top of their own nuke this time. But they did get chained. Yeah, it would have been great. But a well-timed chain sees them out. Swarmlord is here. And something got a decap. It was the Neurothrope got a decap. 90 to 106. super heavy vehicles now pushing up a bit. Kornilov with a Baneblade on the way. See if he'll get on the field in time. Swarmlord just backs off. I haven't seen that Manticore fire very often. It must have done so though. Tunnels being used to get the Genestealers back in. They're going to push alongside the Swarmlord. Very patient there from Display. Didn't just push the Swarmlord in alone. And he provides a reinforcement synapse and a speed synapse to these Genestealers. Going after that Phobos. Dirge Caster. Has it been used already? I guess so. Down goes the Phobos. Maybe could have teleported it out. Where is the Sorcerer actually? Yeah, maybe could have teleported out there with the warp. Great Unclean One on the way. Now they go for the Stormblade. Baneblade did hit the field for Kornilov. They're chasing. Lots of heavy melee there. Lots and lots of heavy melee. Is that a Rocks? Yeah, there's a Rocks in the background on that VP, as you can see. Keep an eye on the Stormblade though. No repair support. Trying to just get back to base. Base turrets won't stop the Swarmlord though. Looks like it lives for now. There's a big plasma overcharge. It's going to try and kill some other stuff. The Genestealers are low on health, but they haven't lost any models, which is why they're not reinforcing, obviously. Big Warp Vomit. Weird Boy, I think, makes it out. Genestealers retreating there. West side is red. Well played, Display. Good push. Red team got their natural back as well. Great Unclean One going to hit the field momentarily for Dest, and they need to get some more units up. 2 Terminators and the Great Unclean One is a lot of population, it turns out. They can get something else. They can get a tank or something. They're at 78 pop right now. Level 10 Sorcerer has the Tome. Can subjugate some Genestealers now. Turn them on their own Genestealers. Has that Manticore been firing? It must have. I just haven't seen him, I guess. Here is the Great Unclean One. Big old fella. 56 to 93. 2-1 cap for the red team. The answer to can they hit back is yes. Counterattack successful. Now it's onto the blue team to retake ground. Battle Wagon on the way for Drraft. Doctor's Curse has Illumin Russ with Vanquisher for large targets. There's the Baneblade. Getting very close to a Great Unclean One though. Oh man, Manticore wrecked some Terminators there. Manticore is indeed doing some work. Stormblade back onto the field. Tyranids going after with a whole bunch of heavy melee. Paroxysm thrown in. Down goes the Stormblade. Did not last long under that. Ravenna Alpha now has burrow traps, which is weird. Imperial Abyss from Gaius Baltar there. 2793. Salute Mayhem. Newman Russ is going to go down. Red team holding on. Well played, red team. Put themselves back into it. Some awesome pushes from the Tyranid player. Gaius Baltar was solid. Kornilov recovered well. Manticore was a shrewd purchase, I think, done some good work with it. We had them beat, says Drraft. Yeah, I think Drraft overdid it with the flash kits. The Knob squad pressuring the Stormblade earlier would have done a lot of work. Looks like they're going to get it with a 2-1 cap here. There it is. Red team take it. Awesome game. Absolute chaotic. We have a level 10 Chaos Sorcerer, level 9 Warboss, level 10 Lord General. Those blue team heroes did really well. Level 10 Lord Commissar, level 10 Chaos Lord, had the demonic visage at the end, and a level 5 Ravenna Alpha, who never did get the Corrosive Devourer, got burrow traps, which I thought was very odd. Maybe it helped. Certainly a bunch of green crap over here. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.